morning, evening, or good day to anyone living in other time frames. MW over here. Gonna do a vid today. It's gonna be a different vid today. It's about how did I miss this bounce? How did I miss this bounce? And how is it? How am I? I'm struggling and I don't know what to do. And because I'm getting some comments from the retail army also that are struggling with this. It's really hard. It's really hard. And I understand this because I've been there and done that. And we're gonna do a vid about that to help you guys understand something. How to think like a pro and not an amateur. So we're gonna start with the Bitcoin chart. Okay, think to yourself, we were over here. We had, and this is something to keep in mind, in December, you have a lot of people, also institutional buyers, that have to pay taxes, or there is something with a tax. I've tweeted about it several times. And there was also one time what did trigger me a bit to think about it more was there was an interview with Kevin O'Leary, I think it was, and he said, well, the selling is in December, and after that we will, well, he didn't say we will be buying, but the smile on his face, and that was something to focus on, because he had a point over there, because exactly what he said happened. The selling was in December, and in January they start pumping. And is the tax, whatever they call it in the USA, does it have such an impact that they sell over here and this pump comes? So are these Americans pumping this price? Possible. But let's go back to the topic of today, and the topic of today is we were over here. And this is a pump of almost, I don't have to measure it, I know what it is. It's almost 50% on Bitcoin and a lot more on several altcoins. And you didn't buy over here. And now we're over here, and you're struggling, and you're telling yourself, how could I be so stupid? I could have gained 50%. I could have gained 50% over here. If I would just go all in only on Bitcoin, I would have had 50% more funds now than I would have if I didn't buy. If I did buy. Well, this is basically the question. So it's very simple. We were at the 15K levels over here. You could have went all in on Bitcoin over here and you would have 50% gains. Well, there's nothing gonna give you those gains, at least at a big asset like Bitcoin. So you missed this one. So you didn't gain, well, these gains are lost, and it's a 50% pump. So you have to ask yourself, the question is now over here. Suppose we go back in time. Ask yourself the same question. Would you go all in? Probably not, because if you would have gone all in. Let me tell you this. If this pump, you're struggling over here, you have to over here think to yourself like this. I always say and always share when we are down, I've always also tweeted this so much times. DCA. If you can't control your own greed, and if you don't want to have bad feelings about missing any pump, always buy and DCA the drops, the dumps. I'm always saying this. If it's about an altcoin, or it's about Bitcoin, or it's about whatever asset out there, always buy DCA. Suppose you have 100% portfolio, we made this big drop on the weekly, you start buying 10%, 20%, 30%. You just buy and always have enough cash to buy more if it goes lower. So this is when you can't control this. Let me tell you this, I didn't buy this, but I don't care about this pump. Even if this thing would be at 50k, 40k, I don't care. I really just don't care. And why don't I care? Because I know I'm strong. I don't care if this thing goes up and I missed it, or I miss a 100% gain or 200% gain on what altcoin out there. I just don't care. You know why I don't care? I will explain why I don't care. Because to win some, you have to risk some. So this is a risk. So yes, the more you risk, the more you gain. But now it comes, the more you lose also. So this thing, suppose you went all in over here. Just suppose you went all in. You are confident, okay, you made a drop. I'm going all in over here. You risked a lot. So when you make 50% over here, well, you deserve that gains because you made a risk over here. But suppose you went all in and this thing went to the 12k or the 10k. Then you would be in 50% losses. So you have to acknowledge this. You have to know this in your mind. The moment you're gonna risk to make 50% over here means you also have to calculate in your head that you're gonna lose 50% over here. So that's the only way, because we could have went like this, and then another drop over here. That was possible. So you can never go all in over here, or you have to be just a risk trader and whatever. So that's why you must not feel bad about this. You have to be strong. That's why I'm always telling you guys, the moment I became successful is when I stopped. I'm greed biggest enemy. I'm really greed's biggest enemy. But now let's talk about the solutions, because there are maybe 2-3% of the world can control greed. It's just how it is. The rest is all very sensitive to greed. So they just can't help themselves. And you don't have to worry about this, because this is just how the human mind is. But how can you start to defend yourself from this, and that the emotions don't take over? And how you do that is, and I'm telling you guys this for like months now, always buy the blood. DCA. So suppose you're 100% in cash, and suppose like Bitcoin from here on it drops to 20k or 19k, because we've got our support level over here. You start buying 10, 20, 30%, and then when it goes low, you add another 10%. You never sell in losses. Never sell in losses when you're buying blood. When you buy blood, you always hodl. You hodl and you hodl until you're at break even or in gains. You never sell. Never sell. So suppose we come down to the 19k, and you think to yourself, okay, well, this time I don't wanna miss the pumps. Then you start buying DCA. Suppose you buy 20%, and then if it goes up, you're in gains. Or it goes lower, and then you buy another 20%. It goes lower, you buy another 20%. It goes lower, another 10%, and so on and so on. You start DCAing down. And then when markets do something like this, that's when you take your profits. That's when you take your profits. And if you would do like this, if you always have this mindset, you will protect yourself from the emotions that you are having right now. I had another question from a member from the retail army. She told me, well, yesterday when the Fed was going to do his speech, I was out of the markets, and then I wanted to buy an altcoin, or she was eyeing FTM, because you have to understand this. Retailers, they're eyeing 100 altcoins, and the ones that they see are the ones that pumped. So suppose, like, let me give an example. Let me see, FTM. Let me get the FTM chart so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. Okay, let's do this one. Okay, over here we've got FTM. Well, FTM is pumping like crazy. Okay, Look, this is a chart. It's good. Look, this is chart. I made this. I don't know when I made this. This maybe months ago. I made this chart. I don't know, because every time when I look some chart and I find my analysis on it. Well, this green zone was for me a buying opportunity. It's 100%. If you look FTM on Amwell Killer, you will find this chart, because every chart I make, I share. So this was for me a long-term hodl back. Well, we didn't reach there, but this was also a buying zone, a start DCA buying zone. That's the bottom of this, one. And then look, I made this one also. It was over here. You're witnessing this live, so I'm not making this up. And for sure, I forget about these charts that I share. But this was the breakout. Well, the breakout over here. The breakout from this one to this one, well, it's you 180%. If you would buy this breakout, by the way, I didn't buy this breakout because I'm trading short-term and low time frames with the Emerald Killer indicator, so I missed this one. So I don't I didn't see this one. But to the ones that did trade this one and did buy this breakout, well, they made 200% gains. And if you bought over here at the bottom of this range, well, you made even more. And but now it comes, well, like yesterday. Let me put it on the daily, because this is what she was like. This one, I think it was this one yesterday, when the FOMC Fed was somewhere over here. And what happened is she told me I was out, and then I saw it pumping up, and then I missed. It already went up a lot, so I couldn't buy in. You have to be strong. That's greed. That's greed. There are 100 other altcoins that didn't pump, and they're also like going to break out, and you can make gains too. Why are you feeling like this? And other coins. And what if Powell said we're gonna raise 50 points? Well, this thing would be over here somewhere, or maybe even lower. You just don't know that. So what do you want to do? You want to go gamble? I'm no gambler. I'm no gambler. Let me show you what I do. I'll show you what I do. Let's go to the 50-minute chart. This is what I would do. Suppose we are over here. Let me remove those. Let me remove these, this one, and this one, and this one. Let me remove this one. Okay, this is what I would do. I go to the 50-minute chart. I suppose, let's say, FTM is getting shilled, and there is a lot of noise about it, and people are very bullish on it, and they had an event and whatever. When this happens, and I check the volume. If the volume is very high, I check the volume. Then what would I do? I open the 50-minute chart and I start checking my indicator. Okay, what happens? I'm checking it. Okay, well, below it. This was, I think that this was the Fed when it went down. And then when I wait to see a candle close above it. And over here on confirmation, this is when I jump in. And then I trade the FOMO. I take my profits over here. And then I wait. What's going to happen? It closed above it. I jump back in again. I'm trading the FOMO. I take my profits over here. I'm out. And then I wait. And if I had enough, I just stop it. And you could have take another long over here, and profit. And then over here, I'm out. So and so on. So this is also what I do with Bitcoin, and a lot more with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is a more solid asset to trade, because it's got a lot of volume on it. You cannot manipulate Bitcoin a lot. So like this was at the FOMC, we had this drop over here, I think. Yes, it was this one. It went down, and then we had this strong one. Well, it closed above it, and this is my entry. This is where I go in. I go in, and maybe I feel like, you know what? It's fine. I just take my profits somewhere over here, and here I made enough profits. and so on and so on. And over here it's the same. When it's closed below it, well, if you're leverage trading, you can start a short over here, and so on and so on. So what I do is I trade the FOMO. So to come back to the start of this vid, people are talking about, did I miss this one? I did not miss this one. Yes, as my investment portfolio, because I was eyeing the 14K levels, I didn't get hit. That was my investing portfolio, having buy orders from the 14.6, I think it was. So I missed this one. Maybe I was too greedy. Maybe I shouldn't be as greedy as I was, and I should have bought at the 15K. But I don't have a crystal ball, and nobody has a crystal ball. So the best thing is on a big drops, just DCA down. But I don't care, because my investment portfolio is only 20%. So I don't give a lot of value to it. If it hits, it hits. It doesn't hit, well, it didn't hit. But my trading portfolio, I do trade not over here, but over here. I trade this. It's very simple. I just open up my indicator and I start trading and trading. And when you see a lot of buy pressure, like shared in these weeks when this happened, I was constantly showing you guys. I also showed you guys where the resistance was and where it came back. So it's all shared on Twitter. So I trade really the shit out of these candles. I just trade the FOMO. They are pumping. I'm going along. I'm going along, and I'm taking profits over and over and over and over again. So the fact that I'm trading this FOMO gives me also, because I made a lot of gains over here, gives me also the mindset of peace in my mind that I don't care. Okay, I missed buying this dip, but I didn't miss these gains. Very simple. I didn't miss these gains. I didn't. My investment portfolio has been left behind, but my trading portfolio has made a lot of gains and will make a lot more gains, because there are a lot of opportunities coming up the coming weeks, and I know for sure, and I'm eyeing the altcoins. So, but to give yourself, you have to think like this. When you're at this point and you think to yourself, well, I missed it totally, and I don't know, you're very emotional or whatever. Just think about that the next time. So suppose that we will come back to the 19K. So we come back to this one to retest 19K. Think about this. Think about how you were feeling over here. Think about that over here. And then you know, this is what happened next. Then you start buying like 20% over here, and then it goes down, and then you'll get 100%. You go on tilt, like we say. You go on tilt. When I didn't buy here, it went up, and I did start buying here. Now it's going down. So you get 100% emotional, and you get on tilt, and you get angry. But that's how investing and trading works. They're constantly testing your emotions, and when you're emotional, you will make mistakes, and you will lose money, because you'll start jumping in and out. Because when you buy in here and you see it coming down, then you think, oh no, this time it's going really to the 10K. So you start selling losses here, then you sell losses here, and you have to, when you start buying, never sell. You only DCA down. You have to have enough cash. So just buy like 20%. It goes here, buy another 10. It goes here, buy another 10. It goes here, another 10, and so on. Always have cash. This way they cannot hit you. So guys, this is a short vid about the emotions and psychology after in trading, and I see a lot of people struggle. And why? I really I recognize this, because in a long time ago I was the same. It was for me the same. And what did I do? I trained myself, and well, yeah, the rest is history. But the emotions getting tested, and if we just look at this one, let me give you guys this one. What the hell is this? This is the S&P. We broke out of the like shared this one, and you see this pump is to be expected. Why? Because the bulls were waiting a long time to break out here, and when we broke out, well, this is the answer to that. So this was to be expected. So Bitcoin didn't pump along with this pump, by the way. Bitcoin pumped over here. Over here, it's staying a bit behind, but I think that has to do with the resistance that I showed you guys on the weekly on Bitcoin. That is giving a lot of sell pressure over there. So, but this one also. So I made this rising wedge yesterday. I was eyeing it and thinking, well, where could we be? So for me, I think that we will be chopping around, and eventually, if the bulls can find momentum, that we hit here. So, but if they don't, look, for me, this range is all resistance to me. So I am not bullish at all. I think that the most of the bullish cases are done. So I think that what we have to do is to wait for this thing to come back, test this one over here, and then maybe go up. And on this rise, that's where altcoins will shine, in my opinion. So it's all probability. So listen, guys, I'm always on the charts and I'm planning. Like you see, I have a lot of alarms set over here, because the S&P is for me the chart number one, together with the DXY, to check where markets are going or not going. So again, guys, this one is my resistance level on the S&P. It's what is it, around 4240. So if we can find momentum, and those Beverly Hills machos in the USA that are shorting the VIX, maybe they can get it higher to this level, and from here on I think we will come back, and it's just a matter of time, and we break down here and we go whoop 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 whoop. So that's on my macro. I think I said this like 2 months ago. I said we will break this eventually. We will break it up, because there's just too much momentum and too much pressure on this line. I said it in a vid, maybe in 1 month or 2 months. I think that we will do something like this. We break up, we go up, and from there on we come down. So on the midterm, long term, guys, I'm not bullish. I'm not bullish at all. That's also why my investment portfolio, I've added some to it, trading this one. I've added something to it, trading this one, to buy big if we come back and test these zones. And I have to say, there's a lot of good news coming out on crypto lately. So there is really there's a lot of bulls, and well, the thing is, when this is always a sign to me, when I see a lot of bullish signs and bullish news going on Bitcoin, those are always the times when I expect the big red candles. And when the big red candles come, that's when we have to be ready. Because you have to understand, everything that goes up comes down, and everything that comes down goes up at some point. So on Bitcoin, we are at the low levels, and you all know I'm very confident that the bottom is not in. The bottom is definitely not in. So I don't think that this is the bottom. But you know what? Don't bet your life on it, because it doesn't matter. You have to be always ready, because what you have to do is this: buy order, buy order, buy order, buy order. If it comes down, you hit over here. You're gonna hit. You have to be prepared to everything. It's not. It's how to say. It's you have to change your mindset. You have to change your mindset, because you don't look for the oracle that's going to tell you that Bitcoin is going to 12K, like someone that has been very silent lately. So that's just stupid. You opening shorts and Bitcoin will go to 12K. It did 50% and they're still waiting for. So you're gonna get wrecked, and you're believing in something that's maybe going to happen in a year or 7 months. This is the mindset. We are now over here at the 23K 430. Okay, fine. What am I going to do now? What is my plan? Well, this is the plan. The plan is, this is support level on the indicator, suppose at 19.5. You know what? I'm gonna put 20% of my portfolio over here. You know what? Maybe we will retest the 15K levels again, or 16K levels again. You know what? I'll put another 10% over here, or 15%, or whatever you want. You know what? But maybe we can go even more down. Maybe we're gonna go test the 14K or the 13K or the 12K. So you know what? I'll put some buy orders over there. So you have those set. This is done. This is done. You maybe set another one at a 10K or 8K or 9K if you think that we're gonna crash, make a big crash. You don't want to miss the crash. This is the money of your investment portfolio. You put those buy orders in and you just let them be. So you have secured your mindset over here. And then you go to the lower time frames. You have got your trading portfolio. What am I going to trade? I don't know if you're leverage trading. Am I going to short something? Am I going to long something? What am I going to do? And that's why I also gave you guys this indicator to help you in that. Put it on the 1 hour, put it on the 4 hour, put it on the 50 minutes and start trading. And let me give you one last tip, because I saw someone about, guys, this indicator that I shared, it's nice to have it, but you also have to know how to use it. It's very important, because you can have a Lambo, but if you don't know how to drive it, well, it has no use. So you have to know how to drive this Lambo. It's very important. And I'm trying to give you guys I'm trying to give you guys some tips every time. And I'm getting, by the way, I'm getting a lot of DMs about people that are making gains. They're also losing some trades, but that's normal, because this indicator, how do you know that this indicator is valid and it works? Because you can lose small amounts of money with this indicator, but you can gain big amounts of money. And that's when you know an indicator works. Because if you've got an indicator that only gives you winning trades, just delete it, because it's bullshit. Very simple. There is no indicator that gives you 100% gains. Something is wrong over there. And if you know one, put it in the comment. I will test it and I will check it. So everyone, if you are using some tool or whatever indicator and you're telling me this one is better than this one, it doesn't matter, just share it. I will test it, because that's what I do. I've got a question from one of the member of the retail army. He told me something about Luna or Loan C, and there is something going on, etc., etc., and it already pumped, and etc. Guys, I'm no fundamental expert, and I'm not someone who has a lot of knowledge about fundamentals. I'm very, very honest about this, and I also don't have the time. I don't have a team. I don't have people that are doing research for me. I've got the retail army, and we together are trying to gain knowledge together and share it to all the retailers out there. But we don't have no people working or on a paycheck or getting paid to do this. So everything we do just for free, and it's, well, we're doing much better than most of the other ones that are paid and etc. But that's another story. So what did I was going to say something, yes, about this, the 50 minutes. What was I going to say? I forgot about it. On the 50 minutes, on the 50 minutes, where it goes. Yes. So suppose, let me do a quick one. Suppose this one, I'm gonna give an example. This one closed above it, so you jump in over here. It closed below it, so this is a loss. This is a loss you take. Over here, it closed below it. If you're leverage trading, can take a short. Well, over here, always stop loss over here, so you have profits over here. Then you wait over here, up, and then again you go in. You go in and you hodl, and here you make nice gains. But you have to always higher up your stop loss in gains, because if you make a move like this, it's a 1, 2, 3, 4%. You have to put your stop loss over here. Don't FOMO. And if you think, no, I want to go for the big one, like this one, okay, but your stop loss will save you. And if you put your stop loss, you don't have to take it all off the table. You can put on like 50%, and the other 50% I will close it only when the candle closes below it. That's when I close my other 50%. And I know what to. Suppose you're in this pump. Suppose you're in this pump. Let me show you guys another one, the S&P. I know a lot of guys over here are not trading S&P, but let me give you an S&P. Like this one yesterday. This one just pumped up. Boom, 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 boom. These are a lot of gains, guys. These are a lot of gains. But when you're over here, you think to yourself, wait a minute, I'm in so much gains, I don't want to lose these gains, but I also don't want to get out of my indicator. I want my indicator to give me the sign to get out. Well, you could hold until here and then this is your exit. But what you also can do is go to the 5 minutes, because the 5 minutes will give you an early exit. And as you can see, we were over here. Just let it be. Let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. And this would be your exit. And this way, you protect yourself. If you want, so if you're in a trade and the indicator is pumping and you're in a lot of gains and you think to yourself, oh, I don't want to lose this gains, I don't want to lose this gain, go to the 5 minutes, and when you see it closing down, get out. Get out and enjoy those gains. Because what a lot of people also don't understand is this: you don't always have to be in a trade. Because guys, this is also an addiction. There are a lot of retailers, they need always to be in a trade. Like, suppose they have some money on Binance and it's just sitting over there. It's like eating them alive. They need to buy something. They just need to buy something. That's the greed. The greed is talking to you there. They need to buy. They need always to be in a trade. If it's not that one, it's the other one. They always need to trade. Guys, there are a lot of times when you go trading, you make gains, or maybe you make a loss. Just stop for a moment. Leave your money in cash. Go rest. Go do some nice things. Give your mind some peace, and then come back. Trading when you're all fresh and freshed up. So you don't always have to be in a trade. And if you recognize yourself in this, that you have this one, you really need to stop, think about this, and get some peace in your mind. Because if you always want to trade and always want to be in a trade, or always want to have a bag, either there are even people, they know that the markets are not looking good, and they know that things could come back, and they know that a coin already pumped too much. The greed, just don't let him sell or take profits. Because why? He wants more, and he's afraid that the coin will pump more and he will miss that pump. So for this guy, the pump up is more important than taking profits or getting even into a loss. So the mind, in his mind, the feeling and the mindset, or that he's going to lose a potential pump of 10 or 20 or 50% is more important than taking profits or getting wrecked. Guys, you can laugh what you want, but this is reality. This is what plays in the mind of a retailer. This is 100% for sure what I'm telling you. And then a lot of guys will think, okay, well, this MW is crazy, and I don't know, is he reading our minds? No, I'm not reading your minds. I know how retailers think. And I also know how wheels think, and I also know how shillers think. And that's why I'm here, to try to help retailers not get wrecked, because there is only one formula, and the formula is, how can we wreck as much retailers as possible? That's crypto. Okay guys, well, this vid is way too long again, and I've been speaking way too long. Today was really just about the psychology of trading, the psychology of emotions, and the psychology of emotions and trading are maybe 50% of your trading skills. So it's not only about the candles and the markets and the analysis. No, it's also how do you as a retailer trade and think and take profits or take losses, or invest or don't invest, start DCAing, protecting yourself for something, for probabilities that can happen in the future, and so on and so on. Okay guys, again, for the guys that don't have TradingView, there is a link below. If you don't have a ledger, there's also a link below. Have a nice one, and bye bye.